Yo, what's good, Marvin Garden enthusiast? So look, bro, today we have the most controversial subreddits. Let's get into it.
Reddit is
Should I make a subreddit? I don't know,
website
man.
to go to.
Let me know in the comments.
I
have a Discord server though, so join up that shit.
People that
I'm gonna start promoting my Discord server a lot more, bro. A lot more. Like I'm gonna make it like a big community. You know what I'm saying?
Hobbies or interests. If you're at all familiar with it, you know that there is essentially a subreddit for anything. While that
should I make a subreddit?
Be seen as hyperbole, there is actually some dark truth that lies within. It's not always obvious how dark and vile Reddit can get, but once you take a look, it's hard to view that website the same. So, today, we're going to look into the most controversial subreddits to ever exist. If you're interested in interacting with members of the community, I highly encourage you to check out our Discord server that's linked below. Additionally, way to establish that online vigilantism isn't exactly the best thing, and especially when there's not really good evidence that's put out there, it can lead to some bad outcomes. In 2013, the Boston Marathon was bombed by two brothers, utilizing two homemade
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. There's psycho people in this world.
Roughly 14 seconds apart from each other.
Sheesh.
This would take the lives of 3 people and injuring hundreds of others. In pursuit of trying to identify who would do such a horrific thing, many websites were actively going to jump onto the scene and try to take matters into their own hands. This led to the creation of r/Find Boston Bombers. Now, after hundreds of Reddit posts, eventually they were able to track down someone. Unfortunately, though, they got the wrong people. And yes, people, plural. They got multiple people wrong. The thing that's even more sad is that they didn't realize they initially misidentified the wrong people on who did this attack. So they're all in the threads like high-fiving each other like, yeah, we got him. We did it, Reddit. If you didn't realize, that's where that comes from.
Reddit. That's some school threat shit,
man. That's what that means. It's basically making fun of the fact that they misidentified the Boston Bombers. Once Reddit began to realize that they got the wrong people, it all just started going downhill from there. One group of people that was misidentified was a 17-year-old boy and his track coach, the other being a Brown University student named Sunil Tripathi, who had gone missing a few months prior. Sunil would actually be found a few months after the attack had taken place. Tragically, though, he wouldn't be found alive, as it was made very clear the student had taken their own life. I do hope that Sunil rests in peace and that his family has some sort of closure from all of this, because I couldn't imagine having your son, who's already been missing for a while, get thrown into the light, and then just suddenly, like, now everyone wants to know everything about you and your family and your close relatives.
That's the media.
All for it to eventually be figured out that your son wasn't even alive.
The media, bro.
That sounds awful, and I really do feel for the family in that situation. All these vigilante groups that were going out trying to find information about the Boston Bombers and who they might be eventually led to the FBI coming out saying, hey, y'all are like spreading so much misinformation right now that it's actually really hard for us to do like detective work. So you should maybe cite your sources or make sure it's gone through like official channels. Like here's the quote. Contrary to widespread reporting, no arrest has been made in connection with the Boston Marathon attack. Over the past day and a half, there has been a number of press reports based on information from unofficial sources that has been inaccurate. Since these stories often have an unintended consequence, we ask the media, particularly at this early stage of the investigation, to exercise caution and attempt to verify information through appropriate official channels before reporting. I find it sad but hilarious that the FBI has to come out and basically say like, hey, yo, guys, like, you were spreading so much information right now that it's literally fucking up our investigation. Can you stop? Can you please stop? I also do find it really odd that the FBI is basically saying like, hey, make sure you get your information through appropriate channels, but the FBI is also more than willing to ruin the credibility and established reputation of the Associated Press. This is basically a side tangent. You can do some heavy research into this if you'd like, but basically in 2007, the FBI posed as an AMP journalist and infected some 15-year-old suspects' computers with like surveillance software. The FBI director at the time even said like, yeah, this was fine. Granted, it was a little weird, or like something to that effect. But basically, he approved of it. But luckily, a judge like ruled in favor.
I personally think they're already watching you anyway. In this phone that you have, bro, they're watching you, dude. They listen to everything you say. Like, bro,
the Associated Press, and that like that was not within the right of the FBI to do, and that was really uncool. Anyway, though, that's like hardcore side tangent stuff. So
these phones
I'll
are
just leave it at
fucking
that.
trackers,
Cringe
dude.
Anarchy.
I just
This
realized that
subreddit
shit.
suffered the same fate that a lot of subreddits do, which is starting off with not too bad of intentions, and then it taking some sort of major shift that then gets it shut down. Cringe Anarchy was created in 2014 and was regarded as the uncensored and free speech version of r/cringe. This is assumed to be due to the heavy moderation that happened over at Cringe. So, this alternative would basically allow for an anything goes mindset. As I mentioned, basically just can't have nice things. It's just the internet. You can't have nice things on the internet at all. Around 2016 to 2018, you would see a major shift in what was being posted in Cringe Anarchy. A lot of it was anti-SJW and anti-trans humor. Now, I definitely would like to say that you can engage with dark, anti-PC, controversial humor in a healthy manner. But it's once you start injecting your genuine, like, really messed up views into the jokes and passing them off as jokes, that's when I feel like your healthy engagement with the topic becomes flawed and soured, if you will. Okay, I've talked enough about the humor. I'm taking off my joke police hat. I've resigned. I've officially retired. Don't worry, we're moving on. Eventually, the subreddit had to be quarantined in September of 2018. The 400,000 subscriber subreddit basically only grew more insulated and echo chambery. A lot of memes specifically pertaining to anti-Semitism and Nazi ideology and, you know, more transphobia, anti-SJWism and Nazi ideology and, you know, more transphobia, anti-SJW stuff started to appear a lot more, especially after it got quarantined.
The
final straw for this subreddit was basically the response that happened after the 2019 Christchurch mosque shooting. I'd like all of you to take a guess on how that subreddit behaved when 51 Muslims lost their life that day. Yeah, you already know. You know. I know you know. After a massive influx of anti-Muslim memes, the subreddit was eventually taken down on April 25th of 2019. Once the subreddit was eventually deleted, there were many people trying to figure out what was the next subreddit that we could go to, post the same memes, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people would begin moving over to Cringetopia, but that subreddit and many others would basically go on some type of like lockdown and start banning users that were engaged with Cringe Anarchy. So that way they couldn't go over and post like their memes in that subreddit. Basically, they were just like, you know what? You are not allowed here. You were absolutely unhinged over there. You are not allowed in our subreddit at all.
Yeah, bro.
Jailbait.
My Nuggets beat the #1 Celtics, man. We need to beat the Timberwolves tonight, though.
This subreddit is often regarded as the most controversial subreddit to ever exist on the website. To put in perspective how controversial this one is, as I was doing research to figure out like, all right, what are some of the subreddits that I could toss in this video? This one came up every single time in every thread by multiple different people within the same thread. This one is extremely controversial, and as I begin to explain it, you'll figure out why. If you're unfamiliar with the term jailbait, I would like to open this up with a definition. So that way we're all on the same page and we understand what jailbait means. I'm going to be using the
Merriam-Webster guys, I'm going live for the Bills game tonight.
But basically, any other definition you find is going to be very close to this one. Jailbait is defined as a girl under the age of consent with whom sexual intercourse is unlawful and constitutes statutory rape. Now, you can probably put two and two together after that definition. Jailbait, a subreddit. Yeah. Let's get into it.
Susan, don't age restrict my video, you fucking... Bro.
The name houses hundreds
I'll be hella
of
pissed
suggestive
if
and
YouTube fucking
revealing
age restricts
photos
this
of
shit.
underage girls. The subreddit was extremely popular on the website, so popular that it even won Subreddit of the Year in 2008 via
Damn.
user poll. People voted on this.
Damn.
While I imagine there were people condemning
Bro,
the subreddit.
I swear, bro. Like back then, the internet, like they didn't give a fuck, man. Like, bro, that was low key the era, bro. Because nowadays, bro, I don't know, man. Just the world's gotten so soft, bro.
Its existence on the website.
And back
Reddit's
then,
general
bruh,
manager at the time, Eric Martin,
no one gave a
said
fuck.
that while he was disturbed by this group, it's not the place of Reddit to censor the users. About a month ago, Reddit general manager Eric Martin addressed the freedom of speech issue in a post about two other controversial subreddits, r/jailbait and r/pics of dead kids. Even though he was
Pics of
personally
dead
disturbed
kids?
by these groups, Martin said he recognized that
Nah,
it was
bro,
not
y'all are
Reddit's
weird if
place
you
to
look at that
censor its
shit, bro.
users.
Pics
We're a
of
free
dead
speech
kids,
site
bro.
with very few exceptions.
why do you have
mostly
time for that?
personal info, and having to stomach occasional troll Reddit like r/pics of dead kids, or morally questionable Reddits like r/jailbait are part of the price of free speech on a site like this. He wrote, "The controversy of this subreddit would only increase after CNN news anchor Anderson Cooper ran a segment on it. Interestingly enough,
Bro,
this segment would
Anderson
actually
Cooper?
receive a bit of backlash. An article was posted saying that Anderson boosted the visibility of this subreddit. This was actually due to the fact that over the weekend, after the segment was ran on Friday, it amassed over 4 million clicks and views. The Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian
Bro,
would
when
have
was
a
that?
few things to say about the segment being run. One of them being that it was a smear piece. Have a look.
But there was recently this really frustrating smear piece on CNN about Reddit, and Anderson Cooper and his guests, none of whom had actually been to the site before, which was a little disheartening because it was clear that none of them actually knew how it worked. And it was a little frustrating because you hear three pundits on a fairly influential cable news network talking about
Yeah,
something
bro,
that you
I
don't
hate
at
when
all
news
understand.
network hosts or whatever like try and speak on stuff that they don't know anything about, bro. Like that's annoying, bro.
And lambasting it basically for being a platform for free speech.
Well, I mean, specifically, Anderson Cooper basically accused you guys of peddling child pornography. Because if there's a stream for jailbait or whatever, which was young girls, not naked, but whatever, it's supposedly underage. I mean, what do you have to say to people, to Anderson Cooper?
So here's the thing. Reddit does not actually host any of this content. All Reddit is
Yeah,
a
bro, like
repository-
they act like Reddit is the one like giving the content. It's the fucking users on Reddit, dude.
links submitted by
Stupid, man.
users that go
And bro, I think people are gonna post what they post, bro. Like I would like if I were like an owner of a fucking, I don't know, bro, website or some shit, I wouldn't give a fuck, bro. Like say what you want, dude. Like, bro, at the end of the day, people are gonna say what they want to say, man.
to other sites.
That's the
on
best thing
internet.
about
Now,
living in America.
I could
Freedom
make
of
the
fucking
exact same
speech.
indictment of Twitter. There are Twitter accounts right
Even
now
if there's
that
weirdos, man.
links
As
to
much
the
as
same
that
garbage and the same nonsense and all kinds of
You know what I'm
vitriol
saying,
and all
bro?
kinds of things on the internet that exist because they are a part of human nature, unfortunately. And what would be a more interesting discussion, what would have been a so much
It's
more
not
useful
Reddit's fault.
use of that minute and a half or 2 minutes would have been to tell parents, all the mothers and fathers out there, that your kids need to know that anytime they take an image and put it in a digital format, whether it is an email to one person,
Facts, bro. They be
whether
getting,
it's in a tweet,
bro.
whether
There's
it's on
people that
Facebook.
get the weirdest videos, bro. There was some random ass dude sent a video to the fucking to a group chat I was in of some bitch getting her fucking head cut off, dude. I swear to God, like, bro, people find the weirdest shit, dude.
Whether it is
It's
an
not
MMS,
Reddit's fault.
They should assume that it is now public content. They
Going
should assume
everywhere.
it is
Yeah.
everywhere.
This subreddit was gaining
Bad-
a lot of
bad
traction
parenting,
with
man,
every
bad
passing
parenting.
day, with people arguing for it and with people arguing against it. It was only
Bad
a matter of
parenting.
time until something had to be done. Following the large amount of traffic, a Reddit user
That's what,
would take
like,
to the
dude,
site and post
If I ever have kids, dude, bro, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna let them get on like social medias until, I don't know, bro, like the age of 13, 14, maybe even a little bit older, man. Like, dude, the social media is ruining like childhoods, man.
an image.
Sad to see.
In the
And
comments,
I didn't
they
grow
then
up with
began to say
social
that they
media,
had
dude.
more
I didn't.
photographs of this person, but they were lewd photographs. Many users would begin to reply to the original poster, saying to send those photographs to them in private message or direct message, DMs, you know what I mean. This then caused the subreddit to be banned on October 11th of 2011. While there definitely are nefarious subreddits out there, I'm not going to immediately say that all of Reddit is awful and that it's all disgusting. I would like to say that most of the users that take to the site,
yeah, guys, should I make a
follow
Complex
the things
Marvin
that interest them, engage with
subreddit?
communities that interest them, and overall are just around like-minded people. And while finding like-minded people isn't inherently a bad thing, I think it depends on the common interest or the subject matter that makes it a bad thing. If you're interested in further Night Crime content, I highly encourage you to click.
Alright, bro, what do y'all think about this video, man? Yeah, bro, it's crazy, bro, but listen, people are gonna post what they want, bro. That's the beauty of living in America. Freedom of fucking speech. Don't forget it.